don't. That shouldn't be blocked out.
Yeah, that's how I had it the whole this whole time.
Oh.
I don't know why. Yo, chat. Yo.
No, I'm just doing the echo, so turn it back on.
Yo. All right, chat. Yeah, I don't. I like. I chat. I fucking my audio settings. Like I never changed them. Like I just left everything the way it is. I just left everything the way it is, man. Like I didn't even change my audio settings. All right, chat. Tell me how we sound here. Are we good? Too loud? Yeah, now we cooking. Yeah.
He usually grabs by the hand and tries to walk back into the other section of the party. Yeah.
We've heard allegations, for example, in Busby's lawsuits, that a requirement to get in was you have an alcoholic drink, but the drinks were laced. Was there any authenticity to that allegation?
So I will say this. I was doing security for a woman who was a Ford model, and her drink was tainted. I didn't appreciate that. I ended up attacking a gentleman and another person over this at the party, at a different party, not the same one. I ended up attacking two guys over this, which caused me some problems over several years. You feel me? Over a 6-year period, I ended up testing positive for cyanide on 3 occasions. I had pneumonia 3 times. So why am I getting pneumonia 3 times? Why am I testing positive for cyanide? Because when I first started speaking out about this, it's like 2014, when there were no podcasts, YouTube and all that. None of this really existed. So it almost got me blackballed in the industry when I first started speaking out about this. So, yeah.
Well, this ties into what you're being quoted here in the UK in the news about Jamie Foxx. So it's based on your own experience of this pneumonia. You know, we've all read Kim Porter's book by now. She's talking about her boyfriend's got it and she's next, and you had it. How prevalent was this then?
Well, I never read Kim Porter's book. The reason I found out about this is because I was involved in a shootout in 2018 protecting someone. I ended up getting arrested. I get arrested. Now, when they arrest you here, they make you walk through a machine and x-rays your body, make sure you're not trafficking contraband. So one of the correctional officers says, "Big guy, come here, I want to show you something." I walk over and he says, "Look at this, man. You've only got one lung, basically." He said, "You ever had pneumonia before or something like that?" I said, "Yeah, I had pneumonia 3 times." He was like, "Wow." He said, "Man, you probably want to get that checked out." So then, I had got a toxicology report, and I definitely had cyanide in my system.
What?
Yeah.
This is like James Bond stuff.
Yeah. Working in the upper echelon of society as an executive protection agent, as a bodyguard, anybody involved in close protection, these type of risks exist. And I'm a person who people would call when there were exigent circumstances. So, I was familiar with these type of things. I just did not know that cyanide, once it metabolizes in your body, turns into pneumonia. So once that was found out, I've kind of been a little bit of a crusade here to spread awareness.
So that's like a conspiracy to murder you.
There's definitely a conspiracy taking place because News Nation reached out to me to come and speak about Mr. Combs, right? They kept trying to make it seem like I worked directly for him, but I never did. And I'm talking to them about that. All right? So then, they pretty much refused to compensate me for my time, et cetera, et cetera. So they asked me a few more questions. I answered the questions, and I pretty much turned down the live interview on their platform. Now, I informed them that I was witness to seeing Mr. Combs, Ray J, and a gentleman named F. Gary Gray together in Vegas under some very strange circumstances, correct? And when I turned down the interview, I look on there and they've got Ray J on there instead of me. And Ray J is somebody who always was seen and partied with Mr. Combs. Why would you get Ray J to come up there when I already told you he's someone who could possibly be a co-conspirator? And then they got him up there on the News Nation platform, trying to do damage control for Mr. Combs. So for me, that gives grounds to the possibility of conspiracy.
The viewers are asking, how do you suspect they got that into your system?
So the previous night, before I ended up getting sick, I was out with a group of trust fund kids. And our entire party was spiked that night. Like, most of them had to go to the hospital. I was sick. So once I noticed people were getting sick, I seen ladies blacking out. I went into autopilot, got everybody to safe locations, and then I ended up taking myself to the emergency room as well. So then, I got some good friends in law enforcement, and so they did a swab of my vehicle, and all of my door handles are also lit up for cyanide.
Oh my God, I can't believe what I'm hearing here, man. Wow, you've not read Kim's book. She's saying that Diddy uses this method, and her boyfriend gets wiped, and then she's terrified that he's coming for her next, and she gets sick by the end of the book.
Wow, I'm gonna have to check that out. I seen Jean did her death should be reopened and investigated. I did see that, but I've seen several methods to eliminate people use throughout my 16 years doing this job. I'm not surprised, but normally, when dangerous people want to get rid of you, they either crash your plane or they hit you with a car. Or you have a drink somewhere, you have a heart attack, and you never wake up.
Yeah, it's more discreet, isn't it, to do a hot shot or something like that.
Just know I tested positive for cyanide, and I'll send you my toxicology report. I'll let you take a look at that.
All right, appreciate that. So, listening to your other interviews, you sound like you're the guy who stands up for women if they're put in situations. At these parties, did you see his behavior going into the criminality that's been alleged against him when it comes to women and men?
So what I seen him doing,
literally watch the ads disappear in real time. It's incredibly satisfying. It's actually
in a towel with two young men of European descent. Look like guys off the movie Twilight. That's how they looked. You feel me?
Yep.
established a pretty fierce reputation for people who wanted to, abuse women in these type of environments. So guys would be very discreet how they did that. And it's been several times in several different parties, not just his, where, I've kicked a lot of ass, bro. It's a lot of guys with missing teeth and broken jaws because of me, and I've drug a lot of ladies out of places to keep them safe.
Yeah, we salute you for that, brother. And you've got a question here from Claudia. Why has it taken so long for it to get to this point with Diddy? How did he get away with it, for so long?
Because he had help. He had help. A lot of other people was helping him out and keeping him safe. So, yeah. He's not the only person. We just seen the guy Reeves from Abercrombie get indicted. We've seen several human trafficking rings getting foiled. Just last year in America, we had 150,000 children come across the border illegally, and they're unaccounted for. There's something going on.
It's shocking. I remember when I arrived in America in '91 and I went to the post office, it was just all pictures of kids on the walls, missing kids. I was like, what is going on here?
Yes.
So,
yes.
You got a question from a viewer saying, you mentioned other people that were helping him, and they're wondering whether Clive Davis was one of those people.
Clive Davis. Yeah, so I'm not familiar with any of those type of activities associated with that gentleman. I've heard whispers and rumors about him as well, but I only speak on things that I can verify as fact. I'm not going to embellish or invent information. I'm only going to speak on things that I know to be true. I'll sign an affidavit to anything that I say. So when it comes to any type of information like this, I'm only going to speak on what I know personally to be facts.
Yeah, and the viewers are throwing a lot of names at you right now, and I take understand what you're saying right there. We've had Jaguar Wright on a couple of times, and she was talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. They might get in trouble due to their association with Diddy. Do you think that could play out?
No, I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't believe so. I've met Mr. Carter. I met Jay-Z several times. I met Mr. Carter. I met Beyonce. Yeah, Jay-Z is a very, very crass businessman. I've seen him snatching people's phone out their hand for trying to record his wife. You feel me? I know people who've been to his house. They seen his daughter Blue came and opened the door, stuff like that. And he also, part of his security detail are some very, very, very serious men who, it'll be hard to get them to be co-conspirators and stuff like this. And some of those guys are patriots, and when it comes to them, you gotta be very careful because, they made Piers Morgan publicly apologize.
Yeah, I'm just getting told that a news story just broke about Diddy and a 10-year-old. So what we'll do is, when Big Homie finishes, we'll cover that, and then we've got the Corey Feldman interview is going to come after we are finished with Big Homie. We've got the Corey Feldman interview coming up. All right, so you're getting asked, what was the craziest stuff you've ever seen?
Craziest stuff I ever seen was a guy that I know is a billionaire tied up and being accosted by a dominatrix. So what I realized is one of the fetishes for powerful people is being on the opposite end of that spectrum, being walked on a leash like a dog, stuff like that. So once I seen that, once I seen certain things, I got further into my religious studies, spent more time with stuff like that. And, just trying to keep myself as real then as possible. You feel me?
Yeah, totally. You're getting asked about the allegations. Was it possible for them to use the baby oil and put substances in it and apply that and get people under the influence? Is that a method that's used at these parties?
Well, here's the thing with that. So the allegations are the use of liquid GHB, right?
Yeah.
Amount of GHB is going to incapacitate you. It lowers your heart rate to the point where you seem like you're unconscious, but you're breathing lightly. You're not unconscious, but it's going to look like you are. 1,000 bottles of baby oil were seized. If those were filled with liquid GHB, we do the math, that's probably about 50 plus pounds of GHB. That would be a mandatory life sentence. So keep that in mind. I didn't see, because if somebody was to squirt a bottle of liquid GHB on your body, you're gonna fall out on the ground. You're gonna be like a corpse. You're not gonna be able to party like that. But people could definitely have their way with you, for sure.
You're getting asked, what do you think the motive was for the poisoning of Jamie Foxx?
Well, if someone is under suspicion that you may become a witness, people die before trials, and people get released because of it. If there's no witness testimony, and most evidence is circumstantial, your ability to beat the cases, the probability is raised tremendously higher.
No witnesses, no crime.
Absolutely.
All right, question from Nosy, and it is, given how deep and high this thing goes, what are the chances to see these elite and ever ending what they're doing?
The chances to end it are almost, but you can make a dent. Make a dent in the grand scheme of things. Mr. Combs will be blessed if he's able to stay alive up until his trial in